Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. In today's class we were discussing the flares and I made it known to them what the flares are. Then I decided to draft perpendicular lines as you've seen on the board with a right angle triangle. Then from the right angle triangle we all know that it is 90-degree. I went further to explain to them to find the flare, 90-degree flare. It is to measure the circumference of whatsoever you are attaching the flare to divided by 1.57. Then from there, whatsoever you want, you can get the calculations of it. Then for this tutorial, I'm going to use my circumference as 15 inches. So the circumference that we have there is 15 inches divided by 1.57. So the 15 inches is what you divide by 1.57. So whatsoever you have there is your will give you the rest of the radius of your circumference. Now there we have 15.15 divided by 1.57 is giving us 9.5, as you can see, and that 9.5 you place it from the 0 to 9.5 on the two lines, that's the two axes of the right angle. Remember that in this particular flare you are not going to place your fabric on fold. It is just open as it is. Your fabric is going to come from your grain line to the cross grain line. So you're going to mark the 9.5 inches. As you can see, I have marked the 9.5 inches round. Thereafter, you're going to make sure that you connect your dots, your markings together to form an arc. So this arc is going to be your circumference. If you are attaching the circumference to the waist, you know that if you are attaching the flare to the waist, you know that the circumference of the waist is what you have there. So I have to mark 9.5 round the arc starting from 0. Make sure that your tape is at that 0 point as you have seen. After marking this 9.5, what you need more is the length of your flare. Then the length of your flare here is the one that I'm using for this illustration is 10 inches. So now that we have 10 inches as the length of the flare and the radius is 9.5, all you need to do is to add 9.5 to 10 inches and it will give you 19.5 inches. Then place the tape from the 0 point. As you can see, the tip of the perpendicular lines is what you place the tape and extend it towards 19.5 inches as we have seen there illustrated. Then you mark the arc the same way you did in the previous one. Remember, the first arc was at 9.5 inches radius, and here we are having it at 19.5 inches radius. After marking the 19.5 inches radius, make sure that you connect your dots, your markings together to form a beautiful arc as you have seen. Remember, we are dealing with 90-degree flare. As such, when you're cutting it, your fabric should be just plain, not unfold. Well, if you decide to fold it, it may not appear the way we see it here on the illustration. So that means from 0 points to 9.5 is the radius of the waist circumference. Then from that 9.5 points, extending it towards the 10 points more is the length of the flare. Then to confirm that your waist circumference or whatever circumference that you are attaching this flare to is correct, all you need to do is to place your tape around the arc. If you place it around the arc and you do not have the 15 inches, know that what you are doing is not correct. But if you have it 15 inches as you have seen there. You should be sure that what you are doing is correct. Then the next step is to add the inches that you're going to use in attaching your flare to whatever you have. There I am adding 0.5 inches round that arc. Remember, the 0.5 is going up as my joining allowance. Then on the lower parts of the flare also, you need to add the hemming allowance. You may choose to hem it by 1 inch, by 0.5, by 1.5, whatever the case may be. That is the hemming allowance. And if you are to weave the flare, please do not add any allowance to it, because if you are using a weaving, it will make the flare edges to be clean. As such, it does not need any hemming allowance. And here, from the 0 point to the last point, we have the 19.5 inches. So what you're going to do is that you're going to cut it the way it is. That's the grain line that I am drawing, and you cut it 1 by 1. That means you just place it on the fabric the way it is and cut just one piece. And that is just what we have for this flare, a 90-degree flare. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and turn on your notification for more videos like this. In my next class, we'll be discussing 180-degree flares and the rest. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Bye bye for now.